We now return to Let's Play Shadows of New York. Let's look at the new things we learned about last time. Nosferatu, Clan of the Hidden. Most compassionate of the kindred, probably due to humiliations because of their deformities. Okay. Neonate, a teenager in kindred terms, knows more than a fledgling but still relatively newly embraced. Okay. The Sabbat, an extremist sect that fully enjoys their predatory tendencies and doesn't think highly of mortals, largely believed to be embroiled in bringing about eschatological vampire. Oh my god. Bringing about the Gehenna War. They were driven away from the West over the last few decades. I've heard New York City used to be Sabbat-controlled until 1999. The Lasombra, my clan, used to be the thinkers behind these wackos. We've since thrown our lot in with the Camarilla. And Gangrel. It's our wild childs. Okay. Continuing on. I'm just chilling at Torque's when suddenly a shrill, loud voice pierces my eardrums. And what the hell are you doing here? Oh yay, it's the pissy lady from Torque's inner circles. I'm here to see Torque. I figured as much. You should have gone through his security first. Get out. And what if he tells me to stay? That chance. Move your ass before I throw you out. I thought you'd be more open to cooperation after our last talk. Not when you're trying to make deals behind my back, bitch. Mia, it's okay. There he is, walking through the door. One of the most infamous New York City barons, or as some people started calling him the moment Callahan met his end, the Baron of New York City. Torque, we've talked about this. The situation is a little bit different now. Tamika sent her. What? Bullshit. I wasn't able to track her down for weeks. Well, I did. This is a reason to celebrate, not get mad. Now, if you allowed the two of us a private conversation. No way. I want to keep an eye on her. You will keep an eye on the exit, and that will be enough. Please. He puts on his best authoritative tone, and it works. No protests this time. Mia leaves the room. When talking to Mia, you mentioned cooperation. First, I've heard about it. I tried to make friends with her so that the investigation would go more smoothly. Looks like it wasn't appreciated. I'm sorry about her. She can be overzealous, but usually that's not a bad thing. Yeah, sure. So has she told you I've been trying to reach you for a few nights? I don't think so. Have you? Well, I'm the dumbass the court ordered to investigate Callahan's final death. So, considering your... Why is there music playing? Sorry, we gotta do this. There should be no music. And I hope this doesn't get picked up for copyright. So considering your connection to the case, I thought it would be prudent for us to talk. Ah, so that's you. Yeah. Now I know you're probably anxious to hear about Tamika. I'm surprised to hear you two know each other. Come on. We actually met through this investigation. Anyway, as I was saying, I know you probably can't wait to hear about her, but I'd like to ask you a few questions first. I understand. Do your job. Did you know Douglas Callahan? Of course I did. We were both barons, kept having professional obligations to meet each other. But that was it. What was your private opinion of him? Same as everyone else's, a racist clown mentally stuck in the 18th century who spent too much time keeping the anarchs down. I'm glad he's gone. I mean, you're glad he met final death. Well, you know what they say. Hate to see you go, love to watch you leave. Weren't you the first kindred who saw his corpse? I was, but it was his ghouls who found him. By the way, we've established that some of them tampered with the crime scene. They were properly disciplined for that. Convenient story. Let's move on. What's your alibi for that night? None. I was running around town the entire night, taking care of various issues, unrelated to Callahan, but I don't intend to divulge them to someone from the Ivory Tower. So you have no interest in proving yourself innocent. My official position was made clear. It's the Camarilla who are to blame. It's your job to prove me wrong. Kerwalmac? And then it puts an asterisk here. Oh, they're both an asterisk. I was going to say, where's the translation for this, please? At least for once, can I face a problem that can be solved with pure logic, not politics? Any findings on your side I should know of? Ask Mia. She's the one who handled the murder scene. I'm not privy to all the details. Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon, any idea who those people are? Can't recall, sorry. The evidence I've found suggests a potential link between Callahan and Tamika. Any clue? I knew both of them well, but as far as I know, they've never met. That's it. Oh well. Not sure what I expected. He's the kind of guy that could only be pushed to talk if I had something concrete to push him with. Time to move on. Well, regarding Tamika, finally. I'll cut straight to the chase. She wanted to inform you she will be skipping town for a while. The SI is hot on her trail, and she needs to lose them ASAP. Oh, I've told her countless times, if she's in danger, I will always be there for her. Does she think she can find a secure way out of the city in this situation? She's safe. So you say. She's got some other friends in high places. She'll be managed to get out. Gotta admit, that's not what I expected to hear, or what I wanted to hear. Why did she decide to contact me? She wants her ring back. His aura changes in a blink of an eye. Ah, I see now. So that's why she didn't show up herself. Wouldn't even face me with delivering the final insult. Uh-oh. Looks like I stepped on a landmine. She said the ring was a symbol of the trust she put in me. No way in hell I'm going to give it away. Not until she gives me the chance to explain myself. I need that ring to get Tamika to talk. But with the way he's acting, it doesn't seem likely he'd be willing to part with it. It might require me to act shitty, but maybe... Time to change my approach? I mean, loyalty to only myself, right? Optimism isn't going to do anything here, and I'm not a bad cop. I'm not playing the bad cop shtick. I mean, that has nothing to do with this current situation. But loyal only to myself? Yeah. Be brutally honest. Fuck it, here we go. What trait? Honesty is the best policy. Okay, well... if you say so. Listen, you're obviously the hottest new thing in town. People like you. People follow you. You're set to be the anarch people think of when they think of New York City. Good for you. But you're obviously way behind when it comes to understanding relationships. Tamika gave it a serious try. She understood her path. She understood yours. She realized they're diametrically opposed. And that's that. You're not going to change her mind by acting like a toxic shithead and forcing her to come grovel at your feet if she wants to get back something that has a great sentimental value to her. Run-on sentence there. You want to earn her trust again? Don't act like a power-tripping asshole. Show her you're capable of responding to her concerns and that you're capable of being selfless. That's the only thing you can do to change her mind. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Now fuck me in my big mouth. He approaches the door and throws it wide open. Mia! Yes, boss. We're done here. Lead the lady out as quickly as possible. Yes, boss. I have a lot of things I'd say to describe his behavior, but I don't want to cause a diplomatic incident. No need. I'm going. Thank you for your time. Tell her I'll show her she's wrong. Tell her I will prove myself worthy of that ring if it's the last thing I do. Whatever. I let myself be led out of the building by Mia. Another mission failed. Time to meet Tamika and tell her the bad news. I find her already waiting in front of the Jewish Museum. How did it go? Let me put it this way. I'm not surprised you dumped him. So, you did not succeed. Nah. He got mad and started yelling about how he will yet prove himself to be worthy of that gift. Then he ran me out of the building. Is she trying to stop herself from laughing? What's so funny? Nothing. I'll be honest, I kind of expected that. It's just nice to get a definite confirmation he's still a bit of a toxic asshole, that's all. Well, glad I fell for the oldest trick in the book. It would be cool if, for once, a kindred telling me to do one thing didn't mean another entirely. Oh, don't be mad. I wanted to be sure of something, and now I am. As far as I'm concerned, you've kept your end of the bargain. It's time to repay the favor. Last year, a certain fledgling appeared in the city and attempted to build a coterie. Ah, yes. That list you found on Callahan? That's the list they've got. They contacted each of us, then found themselves in deep shit. SI, Kaiser, Sophie Langley, some shadow players manipulating everything behind the scenes. Then they disappeared. Kaiser. That name popping up once again. It can't be a coincidence. No one knows where or why. Doesn't really matter. That happens when you go punch way above your weight. Hope you're doing fine, despite all odds. Hope they're doing fine. Christ, would you read what's on the screen? In any case, Torque got involved too. I mean, she was not exactly friendly towards me when I played because I totally screwed that up, so the sentiment there I feel is false. In any case, Torque got involved too. That's how I met him, actually. He got hurt. Didn't want to say how, claimed it could put anyone who knew in danger. Whatever happened, it gave him the drive and desire for change. For 2 months, he was a beautiful kindred, plain and simple. But suddenly, something in him snapped overnight. His tone mellowed out. His actions became timid. His language became more befitting of a political science student than a charismatic leader. I assumed he met someone who made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but I had no idea who it was. Then one night I followed him when he went out, and I saw him scheming at the docks with Callahan. When he came back, he had an argument. When he refused, we had an argument. When he refused to explain himself, I knew I was on my way out. And that was that. I understand. Wish I'd known about that earlier. Might have confronted the facts with him and learned something more. He never told me, of all kindred. What makes you think he would have told you? She's got a point, I suppose. All right. Thank you. Now it's my turn. Here is your way out. I point at the manhole below our feet. Here's a map of the sewers. Follow the route, then burn it. You'll be looking for a one-eyed Nosferatu wearing tactical gear. Tell him I sent you, then give him the agreed amount of money. What kind of route will I be taking, anyway? An armored van full of precious coffins. My man knows how to arrange them to allow for unnoticed extra cargo. Her face darkens. A circulatory system? What did you expect? The rich and powerful always get the blood they want, one way or another. At least tonight, one of their roots will be used for something good. She drops her shoulders in resignation and opens up the manhole cover. Fine. But remember, if it doesn't work, I'll be back at your doorstep with a vengeance if it's the last thing I do. I'm sure it'll work out fine. Just beware of a giant albino ghoul alligator while you're down there. Tamika rolls her eyes. Sewer ghoul alligator? For your information, it's just a story New York kindred tell to neonates to mess with them while they're still gullible enough to believe anything they hear about their new world. Oh. That makes sense, I suppose. Well, this is a goodbye. If in a few months you hear that the First Light presence in Los Angeles has been decimated, assume against all odds I'm still unalive and kicking. If you keep killing indiscriminately, you might cross a line of no return, you know. Shouldn't you take it easy for a while? Not until my brothers and sisters in blood stop being slaughtered. I care about what's left of my humanity, but turning a blind eye on kindred in need would be an even less human. So that's the kind of person she is, and probably will be until the very end. It must be comforting in a way to know how your path will end, yet to follow it all the same. I could never do that. Here's some parting advice for you. We might be monsters, but we were lucky enough to be born into a world that's even more monstrous than we are. If we rebel against it, we might still find salvation. If only I could believe it. Didn't expect the preaching tone. Why are you telling me this? Because I think I have a pretty good nose for people's auras, and when I take a look at you, I smell a penchant for ruthless opportunism. It's not much, just a hunch, but you seem prone to giving in to the Camaria's empty promises of safety and their petty bourgeois values. Petit bourgeois? I think I should take offense to that. I hope you do. That would reflect on you well. In any case, whatever happens. See you in your next life, Julia. Safe travels, Tamika. I skipped tonight's visit to the church. I'm not in the mood to see Benoit. I'm still embarrassed about yesterday's outburst. And I'm kind of pissed none of the clan elders in Chicago bothered to reply to any of my fucking reports. No advice, no feedback, nothing. I feel like I was left utterly alone. Besides, it's late. I always get back to the apartment early in the morning, right before it gets bright. It's getting risky to be out here so close to sunrise. Accidents can happen. I'll try to get back earlier tomorrow night. Attempt to surprise Dakota. Yeah. I'm back. Yay. How was work? All caught up? Managed to get my deadlines postponed. All our clients are canceling and delaying orders left and right. Does that mean you'll have time to help me with my makeup tomorrow? We'll see. Perfect. Alright, I need to disappear before the sun catches up with me. Hey, yeah? I love you. Oh. An uneasy silence fills the room. I'm not getting out of this one, am I? No, I have to. I didn't lie to the Baron of New York City tonight, so I'm not going to lie to her. I know. She flashes a sad, forced smile as I leave to rest. Oh, we have things I can look at. Fledgling. Oh, baby vampire. Or one so new who has figured out so little they still need their sire to protect them. Okay. I finally reach Big Beep Burger, hoping to recuperate from all the mental damage accumulated over the past few days, only to find out the doors are locked and nobody is inside. No, 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 I need to be soothed. I need my routine. You've absolutely got to be kidding me. Closed? What the fuck do you mean closed? I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic. Everything's closed. Pandemic? What pandemic? Do you live under a fucking rock? It's a new SARS virus straight from China. The whole world is going crazy over it. People dying left and right. Holy shit. I didn't know something like this could still happen in this day and age. Somehow, it always felt like we were beyond it. Well, I guess it's lucky I'm dead. I walk away to avoid bringing more attention to myself. Now I understand why New York City feels downright apocalyptic tonight. It's like a psychedelic experience, to see these familiar streets empty and abandoned. Well, let's see what parts of the city are still alive in the middle of a plague. An aristocratic taste. All this malaise spreading through the boroughs is putting me in a weird mood. Seems like I can't outrun it, so maybe I'll intensify it instead. Smallpox hospital, here I come. Or a familiar smile. It took just 2 days for the city to go all last man on earth. I probably won't have a better chance to soak in the atmosphere. I mean, do we need to go? This seems a little bit morbid that we're going to the hospital. So I imagine we'd probably actually just wander for a bit. Although, being a journalist and investigative, she'd be like, there's a plague, huh? Let's go check it out. But this feels forced. I mean, it just feels weird. Like, she's also a very blasé kind of person. Like, the thought would go through her head, but then she just would be like, yeah, whatever. And just go on. I mean, yeah, let's try this one. If someone asked me right at this moment how to define the meaning of the word eerie, I'd look them straight in the eye and say, just take a look around, idiot. But with the exception of a few stray dogs, there's no one around to ask. This isn't the New York I've come to know. I can't help but perceive it as artificial, real, but with an uncanny apocalyptic quality, like a citywide roleplay of some trashy post-up Apo flick. Like I was Will Smith in I Am Legend. Let's just keep dropping every cultural reference from the past 10 years that is going to be so dated, including what's going on right now in another 10 years. Hell, this is probably the first time anybody has thought of I Am Legend in the past 10 years. Hey, there you go. The film version, anyway. I keep walking the empty streets until suddenly... Hey, Julia. Julia! The streets reveal themselves as less empty than I previously thought. Charlie? Sheesh, it's been a long time. Now we're introducing... Okay, I mean... It was the guy in the thumbnail. Julia! Why are you so stupid? Wow, that's not the line I'd choose to open a touching reunion with. The last time we met, he was working at Karma Circle, one of those vegan places that prides themselves on hiring workers with disabilities. Went there for the first time 2 years ago or so with Dakota. Charles here was our waiter. He heard us arguing about something stupid and rushed to Dakota's defense. And in Charlie's mind, the best defense is a merciless offense. He roasted my formal clothes, silly mannerisms, general behavior, and specific arguments so ruthlessly Dakota had a 10-minute-long laughing fit. The manager overheard him and apologized. But I didn't mind. I've always liked underdogs and who can stand their ground, or underdogs who can't understand their... Oh my god. Underdogs who can't stand their ground. We even became online friends so that we could roast each other on Messenger. And he can do that using emojis alone. People are getting sick. You're irresponsible. I need to take you home. I was just headed there, Charlie. No need to worry about me. But I was worried. You never answer my messages these days. Yeah, that's not exactly an option right now, is it? Especially during the day. If you have to contact me, you need to do it through Dakota. I've decided not to use smartphones anymore. You know, to keep my head clearer and all. I think you just got tired of breaking them. You always were so clumsy. Your screen was always cracked. You're always thinking a lot while your hands were doing something stupid. As I said, ruthless. And is Dakota good? You two still gal pals? Gal pals? Who told you to call us gal pals? I don't remember ever saying that. Dakota did, on WhatsApp. I asked her, Dakota, is Julia important to you? And she said she is. We are gal pals. That we are. Touching that you asked. That's good. You aren't practical. You are a mess, girl. You need someone close to take care of you. Come on, said the guy who still lives with his mom. Yep, we're the same. That's how I know. He says that with such an innocent smile and so much conviction, I feel thoroughly owned. So, no use fighting back, switching to sincerity mode. It's just that, don't tell her this, but I'm not sure if we're making each other happy. That worries me, like, a lot, you know? Ah, that's because you're stupid. Wow. Hey, I'm being honest now, don't be mean. I didn't say, oh, okay, being stupid. I said, you're stupid. I didn't say you're stupid, that you're being stupid. There's a difference. Guess that's something your mom says all the time, huh? When you're in your head for too long, you always trip over a glass of water or break your phone. That's when they call you stupid. When you argue or when you joke, that's good. That's progress. Are you a philosopher now? Shit, Charles, when did you become a philosopher? I read. A lot. Probably more than you do. Probably, yeah. I'm as lazy as hell. I just pick the pages that look interesting. Are you still a journalist? Me? No, they fired me. Good. Good? Seriously? Yeah. Mom reads Lodestar sometimes. She says it's trash. I'm happy you're not trash. Thank you. That means a lot. And, that was Karma Circle. You're still working there? No, they fired me. Oh. Good. No, not good. If they fired you, that means they're trash, and you deserve better than to work for people who are trash. You're just saying that. He makes a coquettish. He makes a coy gesture that makes me burst out laughing. And how's your mom? She's sick and doesn't want me to come by her room. She sent me out to the pharmacy. Get her medicine, you know. Fuck, I hope it's not serious. It's stupid. We have to take care of each other, but we can't even see each other, you know? Now I feel like trash for wanting to complain about my own troubles. You're doing good? Yes, I'm strong. He poses like a macho man. I laugh. You stay strong too, Julia, and write something from time to time. No promises. Hey, if I'm forced to be an asshole to Dakota and we stop being gal pals, will you forgive me? Let me think. An exaggerated thinker pose. I swear, this dude. No. Then he turns away and disappears into the night. I swear, I don't know how to handle this guy. He always has to have the final word, even against a vampire. That's probably why I still respect him so much. Oh well. Time to follow suit and make myself scarce. The time comes for me to meet up with Kadir, and hopefully to Angelo too. The last position on my list. It's better be good. And that is the Angelo's agency. Looks like a dump. Ugh. Perfect for the clan of the hidden. I thought he wasn't hidden. I thought he was missing, and to be honest, I kinda expected the worst. Why would we look for him in the most obvious place? I've been asking around, and I've got a hunch. Just trust it, and start looking. Fine. Who is D'Angelo, anyway? He's a good man, a useful man, but it took me time to get used to him. He takes sleuthing very, very seriously. His thing is acting like an idiosyncratic noir detective. I heard it helps him cope with something, but I've never felt comfortable tackling the subject. Doesn't sound too quirky by the city standards. Wait, what is that? There's a rat on the floor, frozen in an unnatural position. Weird shit. Despite my disgust, I pick the rodent up. Now that's what being an investigator is all about. Leave no stone unturned. Shut up, this is so gross. What have you found out? I take a close, hard look at the rat. It's alive, but from what I see, he's just stretching out and, like, grinding his teeth without a care in the world? That's called bruising? How the hell do you pronounce that? What? When a rat chatters its teeth, he's not acting panicked or aggressive, so I guess he's just happy. Look at its face. I don't know. His eyes keep coming out of the socket and going back in. It looks disgusting, like he's in a lot of pain. So he's boggling. Must be really content. How does he know so much about... Never mind. Getting an eerie feeling. This is weird, man. I have a feeling there's a kindred hiding nearby weird. My thoughts exactly. Kadir slowly approaches a secluded corner of the room. And there it is. He kicks a pile of clothes lying on the floor. I'm just a corpse, leave me alone. Lucky for you, we're all corpses here, D'Angelo. You're among friends. I mean, he did murder the girl he was trying to protect, so I'm not really sure how friendly and or trustworthy he would find Kadir in the last game, but clumsily, drunkenly, the pile of clothes transforms into an unkempt man who looks like he's suffering from some sort of skin disease. You know, a true friend would just bury me. Unlucky for you, we're not that kind of friends. Lucky, unlucky, schmucky my ass. How'd you guess I was here? See, I've been asking around for the past few days. What I've learned is that, for reasons that can be best described as nebulous, you've made quite a few enemies since last year. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. And one thing that caught my interest is how everyone has it on good authority that your place was raided, a few times without you being found. Yet nobody has assumed responsibility for these acts. Hell, does this den always look like it was just raided? Can't blame anyone for making an educated assumption. I had a hunch these might be more than rumors. See, it sure looks like a convenient coincidence when everyone hears something that makes them look the other way. Coincidences are for fools. Well, you got my number, and you can see my ugly mug right in front of you, so it's no use playing dumb, I suppose. Agreed. You've seriously spent all these weeks holed up in here? Is the hunger not getting to you? Got a lot of critters around this area, and, become chums. Some of these rats actually got addicted to the kiss. They come to me every night, acting like coke hounds, begging for it. That a thing? You can vampirize animals? I had no idea. Been getting them drunk just to get some rush out of feeding on them. Feels a bit like slathering a horribly burned piece of pizza in ketchup. But in this situation, I'll take what I can get, you dig? So gross I fail to keep my poker face. He notices. So who's the dame? Julia Sawinski, a detective investigating Baron Callahan's death. He raises his head for a short while to stare in Kadir's eyes and treat him with a vulgar snicker. Boy, so somebody's finally put the old man on ice? Whoever did it did the world a huge favor. Absolutely, but I got orders to establish who that was. I've been stumbling in the dark for the past few days. We need your help. I'll be damned. Your sleuth skills must really not be up to par if you're begging a bum for help. Not exactly a sleuth, I guess. Or it's an unusual case? Sure. We'll play into the detective role. I mean, she's pretty introspective herself. I mean, I think they actually get along very well. It's an unusual case. How so? It's extremely political. I asked how is it unusual? It feels like the game was rigged against me from the start, like I'm just bumbling around and achieving nothing while everyone laughs behind my back. Jeez, you sound hopeless, kiddo. Haven't you ever read a Chandler book? That's how it always is. Just do your best, endure the embarrassment, and hope you stumble on the answer by accident. He accidentally lets a metal flask in his hand slip out and fall to the floor, and struggles to pick it up. Kadir can't bear to watch. God, what happened to you, Gianni? I've never seen you this low before. Stress-related disorders causing a disruption in my routine is what I think a shrink would say. Happens when a lot of shady folks are out to put a stake through your chest. Help us out. Tell us what you know and we might be able to help you in return. Yeah, respect where it's due, miss, but I think it's going to be the other way around. I ain't telling the two of you shit, pardon my French, until I know I can count on some protection. Gianni. Don't you Gianni me, Kadir Al-Azmai. I know your level, but I also know your honor is one of the few things you care about. You want me to endanger myself, you put it on the line for me. And that's that. You either promise to extend your protection to me, or the moment you step away from here, I sneak away into the sewers, and that's the last time you'll ever see me. Kadir shoots me a weary sideways glance. I know, he drives a hard bargain. Especially for someone whose sense of self-worth does not exactly appear to be sky-high at the moment. Maybe, but I do value my unlife quite a lot. Thank you very much, friends. Kadir sighs. All right, but 3 months from now, or the moment Prince Bernard tells me it's no longer possible for the court to offer you safety without compromising its principles, you're on your own. No negotiations. That's the only deal I can strike with you. Take it or leave it. D'Angelo scratches his head, grunts loudly, tugs on his mask, and stands up. That's Jake with me, big fella. I might have strong opinions about Bernard, but hell, I'm sitting on dynamite. I'll take what I can get. Who else in New York would you rather rely on? You want me to call on the mayor? My opinions about the prince aren't that bad. So, what do you good folks want from me? Who wants you dead? Starting the interrogation with a tricky one. Wouldn't I like to know? Step up, Gianni. You seem to be forgetting how quid pro quo works. Wouldn't I like to know won't cut it. What can I tell you? That warlock, Agathion, or whatever his name is, presumed dead? Tamika, MIA, with SI on her back, so possibly KIA by now? Hope, the kook, hidden in her office under van der Weyden's skirt? Around the time they started having trouble, some rough-looking streetwise kindred started hanging out at my usual spots. Didn't take me long to connect the dots. Wait, what is the connection between you and those three? Ever since last year, folks started hiring us for various gigs, some even trying to get us to join their coteries. All these opportunities were rather short-lived. However, the delicate tightrope act of working for various employers made us fully aware there's an intrasect alliance in New York City. Kindred from both sides often work for the same goals without knowing it. The moment we started figuring it all out, a cleanup crew went downtown. I know the serious warlock boy sniffed something out in his own backyard, but then, poof, he disappeared. Then I lost all contact with Hope and Tamika and went AWOL. Hope they're doing fine, and they didn't snitch on me to anybody. They are, and they didn't even tell me you guys knew each other, so I think you're safe. Huh? Wait a second. Why are you milking them for intel, kiddo? I found a list of 4 names on Callahan's remains. You can probably guess what they were. I get the picture, yeah. Christ almighty. I've heard it was just a list of freelancers, potential associates, probably prepared by Carter Vanderweyden. My money is on him being involved, but I smell bullshit. You got any idea who might have done the boss in? Any more clues? None at all. That's where we want you to come in, friend. Investigate the murder scene the way only you know how. Tell us what you think. Guide Julia in the proper direction. D'Angelo sizes me up, scratching his head. Sure, whatever. I'll try my best, kiddo. Lead the way. I'll drive you there, or at least as close as possible. I wouldn't be welcome that deep in Anarch territory. Just clean yourself up a bit, Gianni. I just had my upholstery cleaned earlier this week. Okay, we're in the car. I'm going to end this one here before we actually uncover something left in the story. Something tells me, just kind of based upon how short the last game is, we should possibly be approaching the end of this one. So, we'll find out next time.